Overwatch has been around for roughly 10 years. Unfortunately, I've never had the privilege of playing the game since the very first beta. But I still thought it'd be fun to take you guys on a stroll down memory lane. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Controller Culture. We'll talk about how Overwatch burst onto the scene, the wild ups and downs through Overwatch 2, and how it all comes full circle now that the 2 is gone and we're back to just Overwatch. It's casual, it's honest, and don't worry, I've still got a ton of love for this game, even when we have to rip on some of the bumps along the way. Let me take you back to May 24, 2016. I'm pretty sure you remember it like it was yesterday. Blizzard launched Overwatch to a huge reception. It wasn't just another shooter. It was bright, bold, and offered a fresh take on team-based FPS. You had 21 heroes at launch, each with their own over-the-top weapons and ultimates. Tracer zipping across maps, Mercy out-healing everything, Reinhardt's diving into the backline like there was no tomorrow. It was all so fun and unlike anything before. Overwatch's style clicked with people. In fact, it was overwhelmingly popular right away. PC gamers, console gamers, Twitch streamers, and YouTubers all jumped on it. It was everywhere, and it was hard to escape. The hype translated into awards too. Overwatch took home Game of the Year at the Game Awards 2016. I mean, how often does a new IP do that? The bright art style, tight gameplay, and polished heroes really set the bar for hero shooters. Blizzard didn't do a traditional story campaign, but instead they treated us to high-quality cinematics, so fans had lore to chew on between seasons. During those first years, new events and heroes kept things fresh. You got seasonal events like Archives and Junkenstein's Revenge with cool loot boxes, and heroes dropped steadily. The community exploded onto the scene. I was watching clips from creators like Frogger and Flats, and even casual streams had tens of thousands of people watching every day. Overwatch was consistently in Twitch's top games. Of course, nothing is perfect. Even in the golden era, there were bumps. The very first weeks had server hiccups and connection issues. A reminder it was a new engine built from scratch. And balancing was hard. Early on, Roadhog's hook one-shot combo was considered broken, and you saw hours of footage of Hog pulling Widow 40 meters to her death. Blizzard eventually nerfed that. Or remember when Symmetra sentry turrets were all over 2 CP maps, and people basically feared playing on first point? Those got adjusted too, but overall, the mood was positive and community-driven. All because Overwatch was accessible but deep. You could play a little Tracer and get the basics, but mastering heroes and team comps took skill and practice. Blizzard avoided pay to win. All purchasable stuff was just skins and emotes, so people felt it was fair. It was a fun time to be a player or even a content creator. As Overwatch grew, the competitive side took off. Blizzard even launched the Overwatch League in 2018, a crazy expensive city-based franchise league that felt like the future of esports. It was also a bit like watching paint dry when GOATS was dominant. More on that in a second. The devs had big ambitions. But sometime in 2018, things got a bit weird. Hero metas swung like crazy. One of the most infamous phases was the GOATS meta. This was a team comp of 3 tanks, Reinhardt, D.Va, Zarya, and 3 supports, Lucio, Moira, Brigitte. Yes, there were no DPS heroes at all. GOATS teams were monsters of sustain and brawl. It meant almost every match in 2018 to 2019 looked the exact same. Huge damage barriers in front, ults being charged like crazy, and very few one-shot kills. A lot of players hated watching it and playing it if you were a DPS main. Blizzard finally stepped in and in 2019 introduced role queue, locking teams to 2 tanks, 2 DPS, and 2 support. They did all this just to counter the GOATS era. Some loved the tank frenzy, others wanted variety back. Brigitte was another big meta influencer. Introduced in late 2018, she was a support/tank hybrid with a shield and a stun. She could literally hop onto Winston and stun him mid-air. Often comboed with a Bastion or Orisa for near immovable bully comps. Over the years, Blizzard massively tweaked Brig. Her shield bash stun duration was trimmed, her healing output cut, then later buffed again when she was abandoned by everyone. We went through phases where Brig felt OP, then useless, then in between. It kept her controversial. Lucio was the OG support who saw many balance swings too. He's the speedy war-riding healer who can boot people off maps. Early on, Lucio's healing was lower but speed boost was huge. Then they swapped it around. At times, he was so strong that Naruto running through the map, in spawn, was the meta. Other times, he felt outshined by newer healers like Moira or Ana. Blizzard eventually gave Lucio new tricks to keep him relevant. By late 2019, competitive Overwatch had stabilized a bit with role lock, and many of the community balance gripes had been addressed. But it also felt like Overwatch was getting bogged down. Fewer hot new things were happening. That's when Blizzard announced Overwatch 2, promising big changes. October 4, 2022 was a big moment. Blizzard launched Overwatch 2 as a replacement to the original game. It was a free-to-play live service now. The Overwatch you all knew had become a free title with a battle pass instead of loot boxes. They also cut teams from 6v6 to 5v5. 1 tank, 2 DPS, and 2 support. The idea was faster, more dynamic fights and easier balancing. In theory, it sounded cool. In practice, it was a mixed bag. On the plus side, Overwatch 2 delivered new heroes like Sojourn, Kiriko, and Junker Queen. New maps like Shambali Monastery and modes like Push. It got rid of loot boxes, replacing them with a battle pass and a store. The Overwatch League continued in Overwatch 2 with some success. The game's core PvP was very polished. Some people, like myself, loved that Overwatch became free to play for everyone. Many streamers jumped in again since you just downloaded it. Streamers started making Overwatch 2 content, running QPs full of insane Kiriko plays or Junker Queen flanks, and the game looked gorgeous with its upgraded graphics. But there were downsides too. A big one was that Overwatch 2, to many of the players, felt like more of an update than a true sequel. Overwatch 2 never truly materialized as a whole new entry, instead feeling more like a significant update. The dev team had heavily hyped a PvE story mode with co-op missions and talent trees, essentially a playable campaign for the first time. But after releasing just 3 stories in 2023, Blizzard quietly scrapped the rest. We never got the big cinematic, co-op experience they promised. That left a dark cloud over Overwatch. People were waiting for the story that would move the franchise forward. Instead, the story they gave us simply vanished. Another controversy was balance and meta. The jump to 5v5 meant there were no more triple tank stacks. That alienated some long-time players. New heroes were released and each brought drama of its own. Kiriko's healing Ofuda and Swift Strike teleport made her a divisive hero at first. Junker Queen dominated whenever she self-healed and stunned. Sojourn's new railgun was both loved by hitscan mains and nerfed repeatedly. Blizzard had to continually tweak kits. And oh my gosh, the monetization shook the community. Overwatch 2's premium skins were more expensive and limited bundles ensued with many complaints from the community. Even something like rotating a World Cup cheer emote into loot boxes caused a minor revolt. When Overwatch 2 launched on Steam, frustrated players bombarded the reviews. The overall score dropped below 25% positive. Review bombing was massive. A lot of fans felt Blizzard had broken promises and nickel and dimed them after years of support. So, while Overwatch 2 had some high points, many longtime players felt burned. All in all, Overwatch 2 kept the game alive, but it also turned it into a classic live service that tested players' patience. We went through seasons and events, but without that promised campaign, many people felt something was missing.
A new Talon Empire begins now.
Then came the surprise of 2026. Blizzard announced they were dropping the 2 and just calling it Overwatch again. They weren't trying to pull, okay, this is Overwatch 3. It was just plain Overwatch. Blizzard basically admitted that slapping a 2 on the game might have been the worst mistake they could have made. Game director Aaron Keller explained dropping the 2 was a way to say, hey, this is a forever game. We're all in for the long haul. He wanted to rebuild trust with players, making it clear there won't be an Overwatch 3, just continuous big expansions. What's funny is this is almost unheard of, taking a sequel and rolling it back into the original. But fans actually cheered. It signaled a fresh start. This rebrand kicked off a new event series called The Reign of Talon. Now, the story wouldn't be told in some cancelled PvE campaign, but through seasonal content and outside media such as comics and shorts, which tied to the in-game events. Season 1 of Overwatch delivered a ton. They overhauled the menus and UI to be more slicker, added new sub-role tags such as Bruiser, Flanker, etc., and even a new Conquest meta event. Most excitingly, they added 5 brand new heroes at once. Domina, a tank, the vice president of Vishkar Industries. Using hard light barriers and an energy rifle, she's kind of a poke tank who can press forward with shields. Emery, who is a DPS, an ex-Overwatch agent turned rogue. Think a cybernetic soldier with a burst rifle who can go on a killing spree with his override protocol ultimate. He ties back to the lore of the first game. Mizuki, a support, a ninja priest from the Hashimoto. He throws a spinning chakra blade and even tosses a healing hat at allies. Anran, another DPS, a fiery martial artist. an older sister of the hero Wu Jing. She uses enchanted fans to throw fire at enemies and even automatically revives on death once with her ultimate. Then finally, we have Jetpack Cat, a support. Yeah, I'm actually serious. A cat with a jetpack who can heal teammates by shooting projectiles at them. She even has an ultimate called Catnapper, where she literally kidnaps an enemy and carrying them off the map or into your team. These 5 new heroes are absolutely wild and have given the meta a new shakeup. Blizzard has stated each plays a key part in the ongoing Talon vs Overwatch story. Season 1 also revamped the entire roster. Almost every hero got some buff or nerf to fit the new 5-player format and the upcoming story demands. The launch of Season 1 was impressive. Player numbers spiked. One report said Overwatch hit nearly 137,000 concurrent players at launch, and later even set a Steam record over 165,000. Overwatch was officially on live support and now looked resuscitated. The community buzzed again with new streamers and old hands checking it out. Still, things aren't exactly back to the fever pitch of 2016. Many of us who stuck around are older and a bit more cynical. Look, I can be harsh. I mean, the old times looked amazing, with Bastion shredding Reinhardt's knees off. Others moved on. The player base is stable but niche. New hero shooters like Valorant or Marvel Rivals have taken some attention, and typical live service issues remain. Monetization gripes. People still roll their eyes at pricey skins, and rightfully so. Long waits between major updates and managing hype without overpromising. On the bright side, the direction seems more consistent now. Blizzard's messaging is clear. Overwatch is here to stay and will keep evolving via seasons. Dropping the 2 isn't a defeat. It's a statement of confidence. The experiences from Overwatch 2 got us here, and now it's time to run with it. Fans still have mixed feelings about the big rebrand, but there's hope the game won't have another identity crisis. After 10 years, Overwatch is definitely a different game than it was at launch. Yet the core is still that team-based shooter we fell in love with. It's had its ups, huge community, innovative heroes, esports flair, and its downs, stagnant metas like GOATs, broken promises like the PvE campaign. But even in our critical moments, we've seen innovation, role queue fixed, overpowered comps, and now sub-roles make roles clearer. The world building is richer, even if it's mostly through cinematics now. And Blizzard took a true leap by rebooting Overwatch in 2026. A first in gaming, to take a sequel and shove it out the door. If you've been there since the start, or jumped in halfway through like I did, I think one thing's clear. Overwatch has staying power. It shot to the top in 2016, stumbled a bit with 2, but refuses to die. As Aaron Keller said, Overwatch isn't something you're supposed to outgrow. I'm still excited to hop into a match, try the newest hero, or rewatch the latest animated story. So that's my over-the-top retrospective on 10 years of Overwatch. The good, the bad, and the quirky. Thanks for tuning into Controller Culture. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, please like the video and subscribe for more videos like this one. Let me know in the comments what your favorite era of Overwatch or hero change was. That's it from us. We'll catch you guys in the next one.